Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a fish and chip shop in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I will also show you how to make the entire interior as well. Fun fact, I'm hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know if, where and when you spotted me. The first person leaving a comment getting it right will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 14 block wide by 18 block long area as represented by this very handy grid on the screen. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards by 4 and then right by 1. That is where we start building. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a polished granite on the ground and extend backwards by 1. Place a white concrete to the right. Dig a block in the ground. To the right of it, place a white concrete. To the right of that, place 6 brick wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place a white concrete, then a polished granite, extend forwards, and then place 4 brick wall extending back, 1, 2, 3, 4, then place a polished granite, destroy a block in the ground, and then place 6 more polished granite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then extend across the back of the build using the granite, lining up with the front of the build. From here, we will place 7 granite extending forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we will place 4 brick wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. To join all the way back to where we first started. Next, we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of the build. Then, we are going to place the floor by placing alternating white and black concrete powders to form a checkered pattern. Initially, I actually decided to place oak planks and stripped oak logs, so if you'd prefer a warmer feel, then you could definitely do that, but this feels more traditional, so that's what I'm going for. Also, another tip is to place all of one of the blocks, so in my case I placed all of the white concrete powder first, and then after that place all of the black concrete powder. We do also want to place them underneath the doors as well, or where we marked out the doors. That's where we destroyed a block in the ground and then we just left those blocks. That's where the doors are. Next, we are going to remove underneath the brick walls, and I'm going to place white concrete. I tested a few different blocks out for this. White concrete kind of just ended up being my favorite, but I did also just test out brick and granite and even smooth stone as well, but white seems to work the nicest. Next, I am going to place the main entrance door, which is just a dark oak wood door here. And then I'm going to place white concrete extending up the left and right side of it. We also need a glass block for just above the door. And then I'm just going to get the glass pane back. As a matter of fact, we can also place the sign. So this is basically just an open sign. So I like to do just a bunch of dashes and then just open in big capital letters, dashes underneath, and there we go. That's pretty much it. And then we can grab the glass pane back. And to the right of this, I'm going to make the window by placing 1, 2 brick wall here and 1, 2 here with glass pane in between. Then I'm going to extend these white concretes up by 1, 2. We have to decide a block to place across the top of this, so we're going to start off with brick and then we can experiment a little bit later. But in addition to this, we also want to place 4 rows of brick on top of this granite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, with a row of brick slab on top. We want to do this on the other side as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then brick slab on the top. And then I think that we will just go with a row of brick here, just on top of what we've made. And then on top of this row, we actually have to stack 3 rows of white concrete. So 1, 2, and 3. And these just slot in here nicely. We can connect the brick slabs together across the top. And then we're just going to make a canopy. And the way that we do this is by placing alternating light blue and white wool underneath the slabs, and we extend those blocks down, and we will extend them forwards, just like this. Next, we are going to move around to the right side, where we will place an iron door here, and 2 brick wall here, 1, 2, and 2 here, 1, 2, and then place some glass pane in between. And you know what, whilst we're at it, let's do this to the opposite side as well, as it is the same. We place 2 wall on the ends with glass pane in between. Next, we are just going to extend these bricks across the top of the window and down, just like so. And we're just going to fill in all of these walls with bricks, just like this. And we can just extend across the back. And all the way to the front again. And then we can just add a layer of brick slabs on top of the walls. Next, we are going to fill the roof in by placing a layer of block of iron, just connecting the top row of bricks together. Then, we are going to place brick slabs on top of the block of iron. Next, we are going to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from around the outside of the build. Next, we will place a cauldron here with an oak trapdoor on top. We then want to place a chain in this position with a flower pot and a fern in it. Don't ask me what the chain is attached to, guys. It's just there, okay? And then we will do the exact same thing on this opposite side. Just like so. And then we are going to place a lantern here, flower pot here, and azure bluette here. And I was also considering having a button here as well. I'm not sure that that really makes sense, but I think I'm going to have it anyway. Next, we are going to place oak stairs here and here. Notice that they coincide with the ends of the window. They're just one row away. And then we can place oak signs aside the oak stairs. And then we want to make a table in between them. So this is going to be a 2x2 square of spruce trapdoors, kind of just floating in the air like this. And then we can make the legs of the table like so. If you want, you can shuffle the chairs in one row, like both sides if you want to, or you can kind of like leave it as it is, or you can leave it like that. It doesn't really matter. You can have it however you like. We're going to place a flower pot here, an item frame here, horn coral fan here just because it looks like chips in my opinion, and then you can have stuff on this side as well or not, just leave it as it is. Then we are going to make a lamppost by placing 2 polished blackstone wall here with a beacon here, polished blackstone slab on top, and this is starting to look really nice. We do also have the option of adding some hedging around the build as well, although I'm not 100% certain that I like it. But I'm thinking maybe kind of like in this sort of formation, just literally around the back corner of the build a little bit. I think that we just have to do it another row on this side as well. I think looks okay. Just to add a little bit of colour and just to add another shade of kind of like orangey red. We do also have the option of adding a bin as well in the form of 2 red concretes. And we can add bin bags in the form of dried kelp blocks with green candles on top. Tried and true. Maybe we can add a sign above this door that says just like employee entrance and then just dashes above and below. I think that might look pretty good. Maybe we can even add a button as well. We'll stick it on that side. Next, there's no way around it. We have to make the sign. Throw down the loom, open it up, white banner with black dye. We are literally just writing out the words fish and chips. So the first letter is F. So pale Dexter pattern, chief, and fess. Next is I. This is just the pale pattern. Next is S. This is chief, base, and bend. Next is H. This is pale Dexter, pale sinister, and fess. Next is an ampersand, which is basically the and sign. So we actually have to start off with a black banner with some white dye, and we apply the base pattern. Grab that, put that in there, put black dye in, and apply the bend pattern. Grab that, put that in with some white dye, and apply the pale pattern. Grab that, put that in there with some black dye, and apply the chief indented pattern. Grab that, put that in there with some white dye and the border indented pattern. Apply that, then put black dye in there with the thing pattern. Once you've done that, you have your ampersand, and maybe, just like myself, you learned a new word, because I had no idea that even had a name. I thought it was just the and sign. Next is the letter C. This is the pale Dexter, chief, and base pattern. Next would be H, but we have it, and then I, but we have it, so instead, our last letter that we need to make is P. This is the pale sinister pattern. Put white dye in there, apply the perfess inverted pattern, put black dye in there, apply fess, pale Dexter, and then chief. And with these banners, we can, starting all the way over here, just place F, I, S, H, ampersand, C, H, I, P, S. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. First of all, we are going to place 2 glass pane here. 1, 2. With a polished granite here, which we will extend all the way to the back of the build. Then in here, we will stack up some pale oak shelves. We want them to be 3 rows high. We then want to place sea lanterns on top with blue concrete in front. We then want to stack bricks on top of the granite, just like so. I'm going to apply some glass pane here, actually to this side, so that we can place the iron bar door handle, but I'm just going to leave it mostly open so that we can fill this up later. Next, we are going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue concrete extending to the right, like so, and we will extend this end block backwards 1, 2, and this middle block backwards 1, 2, just like so. We'll place glass here and here, just like this. Then on the side of the build, we will stack spruce trapdoors like this, with spruce trapdoors either side, end rods here. We can then stick some polished blackstone pressure plates on top of the end rods, and we can populate this table with some chips and a drink, just like so. We also want to stick a clock on the wall above this door and a bell here. So directly above the door like this or behind the glass. I think I'll actually go behind the glass. Then we are going to place a block of iron here and here with stone brick wall along the blue concrete, just like so. With item frames here and here, just like this. I think that we'll also place some blue concrete just behind the block of iron as well. Or maybe we will place light grey instead. Then we are going to flip up some oak trapdoors, just like so. And we are going to occupy these item frames with things that you would expect to find. So like chips in here, some fish. If you want, you can... I mean, the chippies do so many different options. You can put whatever you want in here. Just for inventory's sake, I'm just going to have fish and chips because it makes sense. And then I'm just going to apply some string inside of here with light grey carpet on top of the string, on top of the glass, and on top of the walls as well. And these are basically just the display cases for the food, and I think these have turned out quite nicely. And maybe we can even place... Does it make sense to have the carpet go this far back? Like this? Yeah, I think so. I think that we can do that. That looks good. Next, we are going to place a row of blue concrete just across the top of the wall here, with 2 light grey concrete here, 2 cauldron here, then light grey concrete extending across to the left. We are then going to extend the bottom 2 light grey concrete forwards, like so, and stack 2 rows of light grey terracotta and grey terracotta on top of these, with end rods above. Now, we're in a bit of a cramped space, but we want to have this. Then we will place a blast furnace here, with a light grey concrete on top of it. We will then stick iron trapdoors here. Next, we are just going to stick a rail here on this cauldron, item frame here, horn coral fan here, with light grey banner here, stone button here, couple of item frames here, and we'll just have some tools. So maybe like an iron hoe so that we can actually like shave off bits of the kebab. By the way, these are 2 different kinds of kebab, and we have a shovel for the chips. We will stick some white candles here and some brown candles here for salt and vinegar, and we can have item frames behind. And then, next we will place 2 polished andesite stairs here, with a brown die here and a red die here. Then we are going to break into this room. You don't even have to be quite honest, if you don't want to, but this room here is basically just a small storage room. In the corner, we'll stick some block of iron with stone buttons in front. Composter here, chest here, cauldron here. We'll place a couple of spruce trapdoors here. Then we'll stick some different candles up here on this shelf. And here we just have like a little stock room. And we just have to seal up behind the drinks fridge, just like so. And we should probably put a door on this, shouldn't we? So any door will do. I'll just go with a good old oak door. And then we can just move around to the side here. And we can stock this fridge with different drinks. So we actually need more than I've grabbed. So I have grabbed 6 different potions that I'm going to stack vertically. When in doubt, go with the rainbow, which is exactly what I've done here. And I've actually grabbed 7 potions. I guess I can't count, but regardless, we're just stocking the fridge with all of these potions. And then we're also going to stack some black concrete here above the middle of the fryers. So it's just going to go across the top of the middle, and it's going to leave a little gap here. And we are just going to stick some paintings here. So we're looking for paintings that one could consider ambiguous. So like this one kind of looks like food. This one is food. I do believe that that is an actual kebab. And then there's also another painting, or you could go with a couple of paintings. There we go, something like this is nice and ambiguous. We don't exactly know what they are, but they look like foodstuffs that you can order. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our fish and chip shop into our city. I think I know exactly where I want this to go. There is a spot in Old Town where this build would just work perfectly. Right on the end of this row of terrace houses is where it needs to go, which means we had to move the Ghostbuster headquarters and the actual row of houses a little bit, and I just think that this is the perfect spot for it. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.